Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Godfather Part II Minute. With me, your host, Alex Robinson.
And with me, your co-host, Andy Robinson.
And today we're going to talk about minute number 72. 73, you're right, 73.
Alex, maybe Michael Corleone sent you back in time.
I don't have a head for big deals the way you do. Yeah, we're going to talk about minute number 73 today.
Alex, repeat after me, please. E minuto. Numero. 73.
73.
And you know what, Alex?
What?
This is, I think, historic. I stopped looking up how to pronounce the numbers. I think I got it.
Oh.
Yeah.
All the numbers?
I haven't looked at the past 4 or 5. Yeah, 73.
I like it.
20 episodes from now, I'm totally off, but I think I'm saying them right. It's like
just making up
we're
words.
creating a new podcast language, you know.
For all I know, you've been making it up the whole time, and I'm just being a fool. So.
Oh my gosh, that would have been the best joke on you. You go to Sicily, you think you're all big man on campus.
Like, how many beers do you want? I'm like, 30 gola.
Well, Alex, tell us about the minute.
Well, all right.
73.
Action-packed scene,
Yeah.
73. The Rosato Brothers continue to strangle the flailing Frankie Five Angels until a local policeman enters the tavern. Richie, the bartender, tries to act cool until the curious cop notices the crumpled capo. Chaos breaks out as the Rosatos flee the scene and get into a shootout in the street. Willie Chichi opens fire and gets hit by a car. Meanwhile, a plane arrives at night.
Yeah. Whoa.
So, yeah.
Can you say that again?
The whole thing?
No. A lot going on.
Yeah.
You know, I thank you again. I want to give you some praise for a wonderful intro.
Okay.
Although, I feel like you just missed it. You had a lot of alliteration. You didn't put in Carmine.
Oh, I should have said that.
Carmine and the crumpled capo.
Yeah, the killer Carmine.
Redo it and we'll record it later. Maybe tack it on at the end of the episode.
Killer Carmine.
Okay, wait, one more time. The level wasn't right.
Killer Carmine.
Okay, got it. So what do you think, Alex? Action-packed. A lot going on.
Yes, this is probably the biggest action since the attempted assassination of Michael in his home.
Yeah, and before that, since the baby was sleeping inside Kate.
Oh, why do you keep bringing that back up?
And I want to point out, before we get into some very heady analysis, this is the minute that I think causes the most confusion in Godfather 2.
How so?
At least for us.
Oh, about the...
Is this staged?
Yeah.
Is it not? Is it real? If it is staged, who's in on it? Who's not?
Yes,
we'll get to all that.
We've been discussing that. Well, let's do it now. We're here.
Okay, let's get into it.
Well, yeah, you and I had been discussing it. Like, why did they say Michael Corleone says hello if he's going to be dead in 2 seconds? Anyway,
yeah.
The people on the internet, on Reddit, were saying it's because this has all been orchestrated by Roth. Like, the cop is on the Roth, the bartender's Roth, everyone except Cheech and Frank Pentange.
Yeah,
and you know
everyone.
what? I disagree with that.
You disagree with it? Okay.
Well, first of all, Exhibit A, the cop comes in, the bartender tries to act cool. Carmine Rosato pulls out his gun like he's about to shoot the cop.
Yeah.
If the cop was in on it, he wouldn't be trying to shoot the cop.
But he didn't shoot. I'm not saying I disagree,
Right.
but I'm going to, for the sake of the podcast, I'm going to try to poke holes in your justification.
Okay.
Well, if they're staging this, don't they want to make it look as real as possible for Frankie?
But Frankie's like crumpled up in the phone booth. He can't see what's going on.
The crumpled capo is trying to make a call to Cleveland. Yeah, I don't know, but they didn't know he was necessarily going to be out of sight.
Right. Well, and also, if they were going to do this, it seems like there would be better way. Why would he draw the gun? That's, I guess, is the big question. Because I guess Frankie is seeing him pull out the gun, and Frankie's like, "Oh, this must be legit."
Yeah. No, I think it could go either way, but I lean toward your argument.
I And so I discovered on the internet a new theory, which I believe 100%, and it totally neatly wraps it all up in a little ribbon.
Oh, let's go there then.
Here's the...
Well, hold on. I need new theory music. Here we go.
New theory.
All right, what'd you think?
Part one of my theory, I have to reveal who the real Alex Robinson is. No. So, if you recall, earlier in the film, Michael was talking to Hyman Roth, our friend in Miami, and he said, I just want to let you know about all this stuff. And, okay, then in that case, Frank Pantangeli is a dead man. That's how Mikey ends their conversation.
Yeah, that's right.
So, Roth then says to the Rosatos, all right, I talked to Michael Corleone, and he says that Michael Corleone's a dead man. So
Frankie Five Angels is a dead man.
Yeah, sorry. Frankie Five Angels is a dead man. So as far as the Rosato brothers know, this hit was authorized by Michael Corleone. So,
but they're the ones doing it.
Yeah, they're the ones doing it because Hyman Roth said, he says it's okay.
He says, so Rosato's interpreted that as in, okay, so we can do it. So
yeah, or even if it wasn't... obviously the Rosato brothers and Frankie hate each other.
Yeah.
And so even if he said Michael Corleone says he's a dead man, then the Rosato brothers might have just taken it upon themselves that, okay, now we have the clear to hit him because so there's like 2 degrees of telephone going on of Roth interpreting Michael Corleone, Frankie Five Angels is a dead man as he's going to
even
be
though
killed.
Michael didn't really mean that. He just said that to convince Roth that he was on his side.
So it's kind of ironic in that way because Michael's doing this to just see Roth, but it winds up causing him so much more problems. And it explains why when they say Michael Corleone says hello, they're not trying to get Frankie to flip. They're just doing it as one last FU, like the C note, just one last insult to Frankie before they kill him. And then
that's why he says
the cops get into the shootout. All that stuff is legit, and then that's when that stuff happens.
And the whole Michael Corleone says hello is legit. They're saying this hit was called on, was initiated by Michael Corleone, your boss.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I really like it.
I think you did it, Alex.
Well, it wasn't me. It was some wag on the internet. But
wow, but that's right on.
I really feel like that's the
wow, and that is awesome.
Yeah, I know.
That's a fantastic plot shift there.
Yeah,
and a change and not a double cross, but kind of a plan, a really good plan, but that went south, not because of his own doing, but because of ironically, the incompetence of his enemies.
Yeah.
They couldn't kill although if they had killed him, I guess if they had killed him, Michael still would have won in the end. He would have moved forward with his plans. Right? If Frankie had died?
Let's see. I mean, in terms of Roth, Frankie, that doesn't really seem to interfere.
Yeah, because Michael still would have gone to Cuba.
Yeah, I don't even think they find out that Frankie's still alive until after he gets back from Cuba.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't have impacted anything.
So I think it would have. So Frankie's really just, what do they call that? What do you call it when someone is not an important part of the plan?
Superfluous,
a loose change, or just collateral damage.
Collateral damage.
Right? Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, so that's why I think, and it makes the rest of it. Everyone else is behaving properly. The police are trying to interthing, and the police are the guys just walking in and so on.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
All right,
let's go. I'm committed. Wow, that really makes sense. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad you found that.
Oh, I know. It really.
It was
like a stone in my shoe.
Yeah,
that was really like, oh, it's such a. Now I wonder if that is actually the real. Someday when we interview Frank Ford Coppola, we're going to have to Frankie Ford Coppola.
Yeah, Frankie Five Coppolas.
They call that because he has 5 Coppolas at his house.
Looking back, we were coming up with some pretty unbelievable justifications that make no sense. Like the whole Michael Corleone sending Carmine Rosato back, not Carmine, the other Rosato, back in time to say hello to garrote him. Like, come on, really?
Yeah, that was probably the biggest stretch.
That was a stretch,
the time travel one, because clearly he sent Cheech back in time, to try to stop what was
Speaking
going on.
of Cheech,
yes,
I wanted to ask you. So Cheech, at the beginning of this meeting, he says, "Frankie, like, I should come with you.
Yeah.
Frankie said, no, don't worry, Cheech, I got it. And he's like, are you sure? And he's like, let's go, good.
Yeah.
So Cheech waits outside, and then Frankie almost dies.
Yeah.
And then at the end of this minute, like you said, Cheech gets into a shootout with the Rosatos and their button men out in the street.
Yeah.
So is Cheech a good button man
Well,
and bodyguard?
Well, one question. Well, he did say, "Go ahead," and Frankie did wave him down or wave him off, and so.
But should he have insisted to stay?
Yeah. Well, that's one thing I don't know is who, we don't see who starts the gunfight out there. They run out the door. All of a sudden we hear, and then when we go out in the street, we see everyone with a bunch of guys shooting at each other. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, did they come running out and did Cheech shoot first when he saw them running out in a hurry and just assumed it was trouble? Did they come out and see Cheech waiting there and be, we better kill Cheech while we're here and try to shoot him? And,
because Carmine Rosato knew Cheech was out there because he had welcomed them to the bar.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking the order of people running out there was Carmine. Did you notice Carmine grabbed his hat off the bar before he ran out? We got to get into the details of them all. It was like a clown car. Running out of there with a cop.
Yeah, they just kind of do like a bum rush. Just like, they push past the cop.
I mean, they bowled him over.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's an old school cop with the jacket and the hat. It's like the blouse. It's like the Keystone Cop and clowns running down. But anyway, I think Carmine, maybe Carmine was one of the first people out of there. And then so he would have seen Cheech. But I don't know. I think Cheech is pretty sharp. I could see him seeing all these people coming out and starting to shoot at them.
Running
maybe
out.
he heard Frankie screaming and started to come up, but then he saw the cop, so he kind of stayed back a little bit.
Yeah, or he saw the cop go in, and next thing you know, he hears Frankie go, and then
screaming. Here's Frankie screaming.
Then the cop goes in, and then 10 seconds later, everyone comes bustling out the door.
Yeah.
Would that be enough for Cheech to just open fire?
Well, the cop was right on their tails, too.
Right. Yeah, coming out.
So, I don't know. It seems really odd to just start shooting.
I'm going to guess the Rosatos shot first.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Probably saw Cheech and just immediately said...
Yeah. Well... Hold on a second. I just realized, you see, after Cheech gets shot and he's standing up, you see the cop, I think the cop that goes into the bar, helping another cop who has been shot.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking the Rosatos run out of the bar and start shooting the cops.
And then Cheech...
I don't think Cheech shoots the cops.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think the Rosatos shoot that cop, the second cop out there.
Yeah.
And then Cheech sees them and starts shooting at the Rosatos. The Rosato crew.
Huh.
And then they shoot at Cheech.
Huh. Yeah, I could see that happening. It seems like it would be... Is he just assuming Frankie's in trouble?
Yeah. If they come running out and shoot at a cop,
then
I think
he would assume that they are, that there's trouble.
Yeah,
and,
something's gone down.
Yeah.
That's my guess. I think he is a good button man. He was following his instincts, which were to kind of warn Frankie that it's not safe to go in there. And then to also kind of linger close and be ready. And not only does he get shot, he stands up after he's been shot, gets a few more shots off right through the windshield, and then gets knocked over by the car. He's tough.
Yeah, he is.
Well,
he almost gets run over because the car hits him and he lands on the ground, and then he rolls, and right where he was, a car zooms right past him. So, yeah.
There's a close shave.
Would you say that because Cheech was getting a shave?
Yeah, that's why I said that.
We don't know whatever happens to Cheech.
Well, we know later he's called by the Senate.
Right, but did he spend the rest of his days in prison? Did the Corleones have him killed for testifying? We don't know what... did he show up in GF3?
That's true. That would have been a great cameo. I wonder who he could have been in GF3, what his role would have been.
He could have been fresh out of prison.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, he testified against the Corleones. He didn't. So
That's
I feel
a
like
deal
they would not.
Yeah, no, you're gonna die for that.
You won't be seeing Cheech no more.
No, that's right.
It's kind of odd that they don't tie that up.
Yeah,
I guess it's like the Fabrizio in GF1.
Yeah,
where
was it
there's
worth it?
Yeah, they have to. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the end of GF2. And at the end of GF2, you don't see him already having made the move into business like in GF3. I was wondering if it's because he's becoming all corporate. Michael's becoming corporate.
Yeah.
Maybe they're above killing people at that point.
Right. But it seems like it could have been a good part of the killing Hyman Roth,
Yeah.
Frankie Five Angels dying in prison, and then
Definitely.
someone getting to Willie Cheech.
You're right.
Yeah.
Wow. And that would have had even more of an impact because, well, I guess you see Frankie Five Angels killing himself. Oh, spoiler alert, sorry. Should I cut that out in case
No.
people haven't seen it? No. Yeah, I think you're right. I wonder if they ever pondered that, having Cheech killed in that scene for testifying.
Yeah. Killed by
Yeah.
Frankie Five Angels' brother.
Yeah.
Could have had his own family.
They bring him back to Sicily.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. So interesting that I want to point out that the cop knows the bartender's name.
Richie.
He says, "Hey, Richie."
Yeah.
Interesting. Is it just because cops are on the beat back then? They know their turf. They know.
Yeah, I'm
going
to assume that he's a beat cop who knows the whole neighborhood. Probably he's probably shaking down the bartender. Or at least the bartender pays him off. I don't know.
that's right.
I don't know which end of who was volunteering what, but
Yeah. It is interesting that the cop comes in and he says, "Hey, are you open or closed? It's dark in here."
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, I just came in to clean up."
Yeah. Yeah. And then, so I guess I'm wondering what the cop's motivation is. And he kind of walks in. He's like, "Is that something on the floor?" When he sees Frankie's feet over there.
Yeah.
Is he looking to shake him down, or is he just kind of wandering around he's bored, looking for something to do? He's got to know this is a mob bar.
Maybe. Well, we don't know if he's a crooked cop. We don't know if he's which side he's on.
Yeah.
It could just be that we don't know if he's an alcoholic who just wants to come in for a drink at 10 o'clock in the morning. We don't. We really maybe just likes hanging out with Richie and talking to him. Maybe it's not so malevolent. Maybe it's just something as simple as that. He just wants to pop in and see Richie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess perfect. I guess in a better world, he would have explained why he was coming in immediately. Like, "Hey, I brought back your bowling ball you lent me," or "I'm buying tickets. You want to buy tickets for my kids' raffle?" Something like that. So Because now it's just a big plot hole that it kind of falls apart based on.
Well, I don't think you filled the big plot hole, the big one.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I love that explanation. So in the beginning of this minute, they're garroting Frankie Five Angels and dragging him, and they drag him into the phone booth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so who's the other Rosato? Who's Danny Aiello?
Carmine and I think it's Tony Rosato.
Tony Rosato. So
Yeah.
Tony Rosato says, "Close the effing door,"
Yeah.
trying to stuff him in there. But he's clearly
yeah.
not dead yet. So they're just trying to hide him in there while the cop is there and hope he doesn't make noise.
I guess.
Because
Yeah.
I didn't think there was anyone else in the phone booth with him.
No, I
Just
didn't think so
stuffing
either.
him in there.
Yeah. Yeah, they meant that door, right? Not the front door of the bar.
I think so. I assumed it was the phone
Yeah.
booth door.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that they were dragging him into a phone booth as he was going, because I'm wondering if they wanted to force him to make a prank call to Fredo.
A Frank call.
Prank call. Because, Fredo gets all these prank calls.
Oh, that's
So-
right.
And they're just, what, Jesus Christ, what time is it?
Oh, man, hearing you really reminds me of back in the old days.
And they go, Frankie, is that you? Michael Corleone says hello.
He's like, "Oh, hi, Mikey."
All these mixed messages. And then, of course, the call gets crossed with Johnny Ola's call. He's like,
yeah,
Fredo, we just want to know if he's on the level.
Party line.
The party line. That's it. Oh, there's our Godfather product.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I know it's already been invented, but at the time of this
It would have been a new
scene,
thing.
it would have been a new thing.
Yeah. Now, do you mean like the 80s or 90s party line where you call up and talk to random people like that?
No, it's multiple people on one call.
Okay.
What do you mean? What was that? You just talked about it.
Well, in the original sense of a party line, it was like you said, like a building would have one phone in the whole building, and everyone would talk on the same line.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
okay,
So, like, if you were in an apartment building, you didn't know if someone else could pick up the phone and be listening.
Oh, okay.
And so that would be called a party line.
Yeah.
But in the 90s, I think that was during the boom of like these phone numbers, and you could talk, and you could call a number, and there would be all swinging singles ready to talk to you on the phone. It'd be like you call up, and there'd be pretty ladies there, and you'd be like, "So, where are you from?" and all that stuff.
Oh, it's like a sex call.
Well, but I mean, it's not like they didn't advertise it. It was more like a dating kind of call. I don't think you were supposed to go on there and talk dirty. You were supposed to go on there and find a lady who then you would meet up with. I'm sure no one actually. I'm sure
it was you pay for that. It's like
it was so many cents a minute or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And
interesting. Party.
Yeah.
So I wasn't talking about that.
Okay, so
that is an interesting idea. Back then,
that's what I mean. Like, I would definitely call a party if I knew I could talk to like Frankie Five Angels and Fredo and a bunch of Godfather characters.
Oh my gosh! And you never know who you're gonna get.
Yeah,
because it rings at all of their houses at the same time.
Oh.
So it's a hybrid of both of those.
I like it.
Yeah. Party line. Call 1999. What would it be?
Deals.
Big deals.
No, that's like the Frankie's.
That's if you wanted his extension.
Oh, okay.
If you wanted to get. And then the commercial would
Frankie
be
555 ANG.
Yeah. Why settle for Ritz cracker and chopped liver when you can get the real thing? And then each character would in the commercial would give you a little. They would kind of demo. They would model things that they would talk to you about.
Yeah.
So if you're like, "Oh, Frankie, it's just like the old days. I was like back in New York," and then he's on the phone.
Yeah.
That's in the commercial. So you're like, "Oh, I could be on the phone with him."
I'm trying to think of what characters we see on the phone in.
You see Sonny getting the call from the
Sonny's
Turk.
on the phone.
That's talk to Sonny.
We see Mikey.
Yeah, I won't lose my temper. Yeah.
You see Mikey on the phone when he's calling Sonny.
Yeah.
To tell him that there's no one here. Yeah. There's no one Garden Pop.
I won't panic. I won't panic at Needle Park.
I like it.
And then Santino gets the call from Connie.
Mm-hmm. Connie gets the call from Carlo's girlfriend.
That's right. Michael talks on the phone with Kay.
Technically, Mama got the call from Connie.
Oh yeah,
and then she handed over to. I don't know what she's talking about.
I can't hear.
So these.
Wow, that would have been an interesting change in plot. Mm-hmm. Mama takes that and listens to that whole call, and she ends up going to the causeway because she never put Sonny on the line.
Oh,
so Mama listened to the whole thing, and she drives to the causeway, and they end up killing Mama.
When she's run out and run to the yard, she's like, "Come on, open up the gate!" Yeah. She's all like yelling at all the.
Yeah, open up the gate. Go do your job. And then they would kill Mama on the causeway. Wasn't that a movie in the 80s?
That's right.
Kill Mama on the causeway.
Kill Mama, throw Mama from the causeway.
Oh,
that was it.
That's more violent.
Yeah. Wait, why is that more violent?
I don't know,
she could live. You're saying just kill her.
Yeah. From the causeway.
You're picturing her being like an overpass where she's falling like 30 feet to her death.
Yeah.
So
I like the idea of the calls. You know, there probably was a real party line when Kay called the Corleone house. She ended up getting Clemenza.
Yeah.
Who's saying, "Oh, I love you," but then he ended up giving the call to Mikey, and she's like, "Tell me you love me."
Yeah.
So it really was like one of those sex calls. Yeah. Your dirty little sex calls.
And the other party line is where Fredo has the band show up in Las Vegas. That was a party. Oh, yeah. That was more party than line, but yeah. You get the idea.
All right, there's our commercial.
Danny Aiello.
Let's talk about Danny Aiello, who plays Tony Rosato.
Tony Rosato.
Right.
This was only his second film role.
Wow.
And weirdly, he was, third film role. Mm-hmm. He was in a movie with Robert De Niro called Bang the Drums Slowly. I'm pretty sure that... pretty sure that's the movie I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
The baseball movie.
I've never heard of it.
I think it's about the Black Sox scandal of 1919.
Okay.
I think Robert De Niro plays one of the guys who's involved in the scandal.
Okay.
Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but the second movie that Danny Aiello was in a movie called The Godmothers.
What?
Which came out after The Godfather.
Okay.
And the plot is two brothers pose as women to avoid marrying a mobster's ugly daughter.
Say that again.
Two brothers, like you and I, pose as women to avoid marrying a mobster's ugly daughter.
Oh, funny.
So
they were both potential husbands,
I guess.
Or so they both had to do it. We gotta watch this.
Yeah, we totally gotta.
So a comedy?
What's that?
It's a comedy.
Oh yeah, it's a comedy.
And it's
Mickey Rooney is the Godfather.
Oh, funny. That was a dumb question. Is it a comedy?
A serious drama about two men who have to pose
so this
as
is
women.
in the 70s. This is right after
1973. So in between GF3 and GF4. GF4, GF1 and GF2.
Right after GF2. Wait, when did GF2 come out?
72?
I thought GF1 came out in 72.
Oh, maybe so.
Yeah, GF1 came out in 72.
So 74 maybe was GF2.
No.
So this was 73. So that would make sense.
You know how I remember the year? Because I just saw it on The Offer, the last episode of The Offer, which we'll talk about in a few minutes.
Yeah.
So what else you got about Danny Aiello? Danny, close the effing door! Aiello.
Well, he had a long and lengthy film career. I'm sure we can all... Well, Andy, I'm afraid it's that time again.
What time?
Time for people to go to godfatherminute.com/support so they can listen to the rest of the episode hidden behind this fiendish paywall.
That's right, and check out my band, the Underdog Night Soldiers. We got new songs dropping almost every day.
Nice. Yeah. Almost every day. Wow, nice.
Yeah. There are some legal issues with one. So.
And also the little teaser for at the end of this episode, we talk about the Offer. We do a little retrospective on the Paramount Plus series The Offer. And so if you want to hear that, go to godfatherminute.com/support. And you know what? I say yes. What do you say?